Thanks for returning. I hope this video finds you happy and doing well. As you know by the thumbnail, this video is going to be on me using some new or new-ish products. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. All right, so I've been gone for probably a week and a half, and that's because about a week or so ago, I woke up and my eye looked like this. And when I saw it, I nearly had a heart attack. And actually, that is not the worst picture that I have of my eye. It was just crazy. It was horrible. It was swollen shut. So it's taken all this time for my eye to look back to normal, plus for me to get up the nerve to film because I've been kind of afraid to put on makeup. But anyway, I have some products that I'm going to use in this video, and the first one being the new Born This Way matte foundation. The shade that I have is caramel, and I'm gonna go ahead and warn you all now, it is way too light. You know, when you go in the stores, they don't even let you swatch anything. It's still a guessing game, but either way, this is the wrong shade. So I have that. I've also got the new Patrick Starrr palette, and this is what it looks like right here. I actually like this color story. I like all of the shadows in it, and I read someone's review saying that the palette is overpriced, and I'm thinking, well, duh. I mean, it has Patrick Starr's name attached to it, so that's going to make the price go up. But either way, I personally thought it was a decent palette. A lot of people were complaining about this chunkier shade in the middle, and I don't know why shadows like this have gotten a bad rap. I don't have a problem with shadows like that, me personally. The other metallics in his palette are of a thinner, of a smoother consistency. They aren't as thick. I do like the fact that he put cool tone shadows in here as well as warm tone shadows, so that was nice. And the blue was a nice touch, the black and the green as well. Me personally, I think that it's a well curated palette, and I think that with this palette you can get all types of looks. If you are looking for a palette that's like a one-stop shop, you know, you don't want to have to go around having all these types of palettes, I think that this would be a good one. And I'm just going to show you all how they look on my fingertips. Okay, and then the other shades, and there is the last four. So yeah, like I said, overall I think it's a nice palette, you know, but that's just my little 2 cents. I'm also going to use this bronzer by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to use this Lime Crime palette. This is a new to me palette, but I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's a year old, and I use this shade as a blush and the other shades as a highlight, and that's pretty much it. So I've talked enough. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my look. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this palette, shall we? I'm gonna use this shade right here as my brow bone highlight. All right, now I'm going to go in with Booked right here, and I'm gonna put that shade in my crease, and there is no fallout. Of course, I'm using a really soft brush. So the softer your brush, the less fallout you're gonna get. All right, now I'm gonna go in with Brownie and put that deeper in my crease. All right, so I'm going to go in with Booked again and try to blend that out. All right, so now I'm going to go in with Everything, and I'm going to apply that in the middle of the eye right there. And I'm just going to use a smudger brush. I'm not going to wet it or anything like that. I'm going to see what it does first without wetting the brush. So it looks like it's doing okay. I'm gonna use my fingers to apply it, which it looks to be going on better with the fingers. All right, now I'm gonna go in with Walnut Strut, and I'm gonna put that right there on the inner part of my eye. And I am going to wet my brush, but I'm going to use this all-nighter setting spray. Alright, so now that I have that applied, I'm gonna go back in with Brownie and kind of do an outline of where I just put that metallic shade. Alright, and now that I have that applied, I'm gonna go back in with this shade and put some more of it in the middle of my eye, but I'm gonna use my fingers only because it is a thicker type of shadow and it just applies better with the finger. And then on the inner eye right there, I'm gonna use this gold shade, and it's so close to the other shade you might not be able to see it. Yeah, you really can't see it that much, but it is gold, and then it kind of takes in and has a good gradient type of look. All right, so I'm gonna do my lower lash line once I finish with my Complexion, and I'm going to go ahead and put on my eyeliner and lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back with the lashes on, and yes, these are big. I'm going in with the foundation now, and this is the new Too Faced foundation, and the shade that I picked up is in Caramel. This shade is too light, and I have it in the shade Caramel. It does come with a pump. This shade is a bit too light for me. All right, now I'm going to apply this Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Butterscotch. All right, now I'm going to set my under eye with this Alamar palette, and I'm going to use the shade right here. All right, and then to bronze, I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in shade 3. And here's the shade. All right, and for blush, I'm going to use the Lime palette, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. All right, now that I got that applied, I'm gonna use this little metallic shade right here. This is a metallic pink, and I'm gonna put it right there. And it's kind of showing up gold. I thought it would be more pink. And I'm gonna put a little bit, I'm gonna mix these two shades together and put that on my nose. And for lips, I'm just gonna use a Melt lip gloss, and this is in AMULET, but I think I'm gonna line my lips first. And this is in Toast. Alright, so I've got the lips done, and I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I think I'm going to use the blue. Alright, and now I'm going to apply some mascara to the lower lash line, and then that will be it. And I forget, I'm going to use some of my favorite setting spray. This is the Physicians Formula 24K Collagen Spray. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me know down in the comments, are you going to try the new Too Faced foundation? Are you going to pick up the palette? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until my next video, smooches.